What's up everybody, welcome back to the Art of Crypto, the birthplace of absolutely legendary gains. In this video, we will be taking a look at Polkadot USDT and figure out what is next for Polkadot and whether or not it will go the next leg up right now. Now, if you watch the Engine Coin price prediction video that I posted yesterday, at the moment you would be up about 20% from what I told you in the video. Now, besides that, if you also watched the video, you would have known that I called the rejection at the 2.55 level, and look what happened over here. 2.55 level instantly gets rejected. If you would have taken this short, it would have been a nice 4 to 5% profits, which I did in fact. Not only that, but 2 days ago, I was telling you guys to look for a double bottom for most coins, and this is what I was looking for. Yesterday, this is exactly what we got. 20 to 30% pumps on most coins if you were paying attention. So if you're not following me on Twitter at _the_art_of_crypto, you do not know what you're missing out. I'm calling profitable trading setups daily, and so far we have been doing well. 45% on TRB in 2 days, 37% on QDM in 5 days, 46% on AXS in 4 days, 44% on LTO in 11 days. So if you haven't yet, drop me a follow on Twitter, because you don't know what you're missing out. So yeah, sorry for the extended intro, that's not usually my style, but let's just dive right into it. So Polkadot, right off the bat, I don't exactly see any patterns forming on the 4 hourly other than the fact that at the moment it is sort of forming lower highs. See, if you take a look here, this high is higher than this high, so it is a lower high. But I wouldn't say that Polkadot is looking bearish at the moment. Here's why. If you take a look at market Cipher, you can see that we have actually formed anchor waves on the 4 hourly, which means the most likely course of action for Polkadot right now is for it to come down here to form a trigger wave and then move upwards, and that is the bullish scenario. If that happens, we could see a $38 Polkadot right off the bat. But I do not want to give just a bullish scenario, I also want to take into account the bearish scenario, and that would be that it comes down here to form another anchor wave, at which point that would bring us all the way down to $32 or perhaps even $29. But I would say that $29 would be the bottom for Polkadot. But otherwise, this is what I'm expecting will happen. So I said that it will come down to form a little green trigger wave and head on up. So here's how it's going to look like in the chart. It's either going to come to this level right here and form a double bottom and shoot upwards, or it's going to just come down just a little bit and form our first higher low in the last few days, and then we will go up. And the reason why I'm saying this level right here is a possibility of a bounce is because of the fact that this line right here is actually previous support. Here the price tried to break below, failed, here as well, here as well, here as well. So this is a significant level of support and resistance, so I am expecting the price to have a little bounce right off this line. In fact, if we do, then that would be our first higher low. It would just show that the momentum of Polkadot is indeed shifting to the upside. Besides that, if we just head over to the daily chart, we can see that the stochastic RSI has been reset, which means there is a possibility that we will be going up from here. So what will happen on the daily chart is we would see something like a clip here, and for it to go up. If that clip happens, then this would be a green trigger wave, and it would be go time for Polkadot, and I believe we will be seeing a $39 to $50 Polkadot really soon. However, there is one cause for concern. On the daily chart right here, you can actually see that the money flow is confidently flowing into the red. Besides that, you can see that the momentum of the momentum waves are in general heading downwards. So the other possibility for Polkadot, which is likely, is that Polkadot will be going into a downtrend almost, because at the moment it has broken below the 50-day EMA, but currently on the 4 hourly it can be seen that the momentum is starting to shift upwards. So I would look out for a break above and close above of this 50-day exponential moving average, and if we do get that, then holy, Polkadot will be looking bullish. But overall, I would say we have to wait for confirmation, because on the higher time frames such as the daily, you can see that money flow is flowing into the red. Not only that, if you take a look here, this is what we would call a double top pattern almost. It's like a double rounded top, which is not pretty. In fact, if you look closer here, you can see that we actually had a double top that played out. So right now, in order for Polkadot to reverse and head and find bullish momentum, it would have to form a double bottom for it to move up. So that is what I'm looking for on the daily chart. But otherwise, if the money flow starts to flow into the red, if the 4-hour money flow starts to flow even more into the red and the price comes down to form another low, I would expect the price to drop all the way down to this $29 level or $30 level, by which point you could actually dollar cost average into Polkadot. Because we are in a bull market, everything comes up with time. So buy the dips. So besides the support and resistance lines that I have personally drawn, we can also use a Fibonacci retracement on the daily chart from swing high to swing low, and we can actually find out that price actually bounced perfectly off the 0.236 Fibonacci support level, which means if the price would actually fall even lower, we might not even hit 29, but we would just bounce off of the 31.5 level to form a double bottom and head on up. So I want you guys to look out for that. But overall, I would say that on the daily chart, which is the higher time frame, usually when we use market cipher, we use the higher time frames to determine what is going to happen on the lower time frames. Even though on the higher time frame, the money flow is flowing into the red, we can see that the stochastic RSI has been reset. The VWAP is confidently curving upwards at the moment, and on the 4-hourly, we have a nice anchor wave. But granted, this might not be the bottom, which is why I say wait for confirmation. But if we do get this higher low formation or the double bottom formation, I would say that it would be go time for Polkadot. So now that you know the entries for Polkadot, let us find out about the profit taking targets. So if we just go back from swing top to swing low, we actually have our Fibonacci levels, and these would be very, very good profit taking targets. And if we happen to break above the all-time high, these would be our profit taking targets up till the 1.618 level, which will lead us ultimately to a $62 Polkadot, which is very likely in a month or two. So on the daily chart, money flow is flowing into the red, but that is no cause for concern, because on the 4-hourly, it seems that we do not have much more downside left, and we might just form a higher low / a double bottom on this level here. And on the daily chart, VWAP is confidently curving up. We might form a clip here, turn this into a trigger wave, a green trigger wave, and the stochastic RSI has been reset, which means Polkadot could be seeing some upside soon. But nonetheless, if you could go back to the beginning of the video and mark down the support resistance lines that I drawn, those are good levels for you to dollar cost average in, and I want you to mark them on your own charts. Or you could just try to identify them yourselves. Look for places where price tended to react to a lot, and those could be considered significant levels of support and resistance. So now that we know the big picture of Polkadot, let's go into the 1-hourly, which is a lower time frame, and this looks even more bullish than the higher time frames. So if you take a look here, we have formed a massive deep anchor wave, and both of these trigger waves. And if you're wondering what constitutes a trigger wave, all it simply needs to be is shorter than the previous anchor wave. So this is a trigger, this is a trigger. Momentum is shifting upwards. In fact, here is what I'm expecting the lower time frames to do. I would really expect a bounce off of the 33.5 level. Here's why. Right now we are coming down, but because the momentum is shifting upwards, this is what I would expect it to happen, and bam. So this is the pattern that I'm calling on Polkadot if everything goes according to prediction. But over here at this channel, we are grand strategists. We do not want to go into trades purely based off predictions. We want to take into account possibilities. But at the moment, I would say that the possibility of this playing out is fairly high, because as you can see, even on the 1-hourly, the VWAP is curving confidently upwards. Momentum, money flow is starting to shift into the green. And if we head to the 15-minute chart, we can see that we have formed a bottom as well. So Polkadot is forming a higher low at the moment, which is good news for Polkadot bulls. So just to recap everything that I have told you so far, if you want to enter into Polkadot, I will wait for a confirmation of a higher low / a double bottom on either the 4-hourly or the 1-hourly. You can set your stop loss right below. One average true range below this swing low. And for your profit taking targets, you can use your fib levels as well as the significant levels of support and resistance. And I want you to keep out for one other level, which is this purple line right here on the 4 hourly. That is a 200 period exponential moving average on the 4 hourly. I want you to keep a close eye on that line because, as I usually like to say, a 200 EMA on the 4 hourly tends to act as very good dynamic support / resistance in any trend, which means once the price does come up to the 200 EMA like it did over here, there is a higher possibility of it getting rejected than for it to break above. So if at the moment Polkadot really does form a higher low / a double bottom, my first profit taking target would actually be at $38 or $37.5 because I'm expecting a rejection at the 200 EMA. So once it gets rejected and forms the other higher low, that is when I would go in and ride the wave all the way up. And if you're enjoying the video so far, it would help me immensely if you could just pump the like button to the moon. It's a small gesture, but it really helps a lot. Not only that, I just want you to remember that we are in a market right now. And in a market, we are trying to take other people's money. So doesn't it make sense that we have to be better than them in order to take their money? So if you want to invest in yourself and improve your skill set, I want you to head over to my channel, the Learn to Trade Crypto playlist, and watch that. It will save you so much heartache and money lost. And with that said, may the gains be with you, my friend. Peace.